Hey gardening friends, it's Vicky. I'm back over at my terrace house. It's been longer than I thought it would be since my last update. Today is May 5th, but things are looking so nice, so I'm just gonna take a little video. You can see that my sage is growing in from last year. And here's that Bacopa annual I was telling you about. That'll continue to get bigger and longer and come over the side. Here's that really pretty creeping green sedum that I have coming down from back here behind the catmints. Up there we can see that the peonies are all budded up. Ooh, I even have one that looks like it's going to be opening soon. It's in that marshmallow stage. And then this is the Jade Parade Sand Cherry. I just love that shrub. I love how it kind of, I don't know, it's low and wide and just hangs over. Again, I think I've mentioned this before. I want to move these peonies out and just kind of give it that whole terrace. I think that would be pretty. So up here, the iris are looking so beautiful. And my, what is it called? The silver one, Artemisia. And then this salvia, I wish I knew what variety that is. Really like it. It's the first one that comes out. I remember that I bought this on clearance it was probably a year and a half ago, because I want to say it was like end of summer. So like after the tree had fallen on our house, but before, that winter. Anyway, I remember buying all of these on clearance, and I put them in the ground and they looked so terrible. They just never looked good the rest of that year. And I always think to myself, you won't really see what they're going to look like until the next year when they come up. But this year they're even prettier. Over here, the pink salvia is out. In the back there, you can see some little lily, I don't know what you call those spiky things coming up, but there will be some orange lilies in that area. And then I get the orange ditch lily right here, but again, this is going to come out, so I've got to replace it with something else. Probably something else orange. Some things here not really blooming yet. A little bit of dianthus there. I have some random alliums here and there popping up. And some more pink salvia. I've got two different types here. Kind of by accident, but that's alright. You can see the reddish foliage now of the pink Gara that will be coming up there. And then just in front of that, behind the lamb's ear, is the orange I'm sorry, I can't remember what they're called. Mums. The ones that people typically have flowering in fall. So that's what these are. So last year I had done this where I planted this little arch of the pink Gara in front of the orange arch of the mums, and then in front of that is my lamb's ear. So I think they're too tightly planted together, but I might just leave it this year to kind of see what it looks like now that it's been a year and they're going to be bigger before I make the decision to move those. But what I bet you will probably happen is I'm going to end up moving these mums. In fact, I think there was 5 of them planted and I only see 3. So already they're not doing the hottest there. This plant right here is that yellow tall one, goldenrod. So I've got some clumps of goldenrod here, which is very pretty in late summer, fall. And then I can see my penstemon that I transplanted back there. Do you see that kind of darker reddish shade? That's pretty cool. More of that ditch weed that I need to get out, ditch lily. In front of that ditch lily, I believe I see another type of penstemon. I've got more than one. I think I have like 3 different varieties of penstemon here. So these, I kind of am not 100% sure. I don't want to say this is toadflax. This was something that I planted last year. I also planted, is it this? No, that looks like milkweed. Oh, look, I see a monarch caterpillar back there. Can you see it? Are you? There you are. Yep, pretty sure that's the kind of caterpillar that would be a monarch. Anyway, I remember I planted these and then I planted something behind them that was really pretty. Maybe that's them right there, these three things. Because I think there was three of them and I want to say they had like an orange flower and they were super cute. So I hope those come back. Got some more salvia here. And then here's my baptisia. Again, this is the first year that it's bloomed. So I think I planted that 2 summers or falls ago and it was quite small. And then it did not bloom last year, and then this year it is blooming. Some more alliums back there. This one is, I think, the Veronicastrum. That is white. I really need to find some sort of frame or support system because I've heard that these will fall over in their maturity, which this will be the first time that it kind of reaches mature height. And then we can see all of my Russian sage growing back right here. And then that back there is either the, what is it, blue echinops or sea cucumber. I could be totally wrong on that. I'm not sure. All right, well, that's what we got going on up there. This side, just a continuation, again, of basically the same thing I had on the other side. Well, let me back up over here. I have my wonderful, beautiful cactus and sedum area. This might be my favorite part of my garden. And I started expanding it down here too. So that's pretty cool. I just love how the irises look, but I also like them when they're still in like that budded stage. Like this one over here is younger and it hasn't started blooming yet, but it'll bloom here shortly. Again, down here I have a repetition of the same thing on the other end, which is the cat's mint and the bacopa. I did also do my little sweet potato plant vine on all of the areas that have major cracks, just because it'll fill in pretty quickly, or it should anyway. So again, that's the terrace garden. Pretty much everything else is looking like a mess. Like I've got to do these 2 terraces, I have to do these 2 terraces, and then everything up here is pretty bad. But I will still show you what I'm working on. So I haven't really done anything in this bed yet. I do need to get over here and start weeding. But I'll show you what I've been working on. Over here, up on this new terrace, I have planted some squashes, some things that will get big and lettucey like Swiss chard, rutabaga, stuff like that. A bunch of my perennials are coming back from last year, like this obedient plant here. So even though they severely disturbed this ground and mounded the dirt quite high, it's still coming back, so that's cool. I've got my butterfly milkweed coming back right there. More over there. This is kind of an open area, but again, I did plant some of the squash seeds and stuff. And I'm also starting to fill this area in with my herbs. My herb garden is going to go along this wall right here. So anything that I want to be quick at hand for like making tea or cooking with or anything like that, I'm going to have my little herb garden section. I also decided, because I'm not back in the house yet and I have nowhere else to plant them, I've got a couple of tomato plants going here and a green pepper plant right here. This isn't ideally where I want to grow vegetables, but because this is taking so long to get back in our house, just so that I'm not, without vegetables the whole year. That's kind of my compromise. And that's it, I guess. I've already shown you guys this area with my rose that will get moved back here once the fence is back up. But for now it's still there. Got more butterfly milkweed over there. So anyway, I'm excited to see this whole terrace this summer develop with what I hope is just like a lot of big leafed squash plants, zucchini, pumpkin, you know, winter squash, stuff like that, because I think it would be really pretty. This is the east side of the house, so I think it would get enough sun. And I've looked up all the things that I planted, and they're not particularly not dangerous, but like I don't think the deer go after winter squash. I'm not really sure about those particular lettuces that I'm talking about, but if they were to eat on those, that's not a big deal anyway. So it's kind of what I'm doing, is just trying to plant a little bit of a vegetable garden here. And then once we really get back in our house, I will start on the re-landscaping of this entire upper area, doing it the way that I actually want to do it. But for now, this is what it looks like. Okay guys, I gotta run. I can't catch you up on the inside of the house right now. I've got to get over to my husband's sporting event thing, but I will talk to you next time.